Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
My name is Jonathan Turner, and the night I spent alone in my family's ancestral home in Sleepy Hollow would forever be etched into the fabric of my existence. The rain fell in a ceaseless cascade, tapping against the time-worn windows, and the distant thunder roared like an ominous herald of forgotten tales. Alone in the old house, I sought refuge from the storm in the dimly lit library, the heart of countless family gatherings. The ancestral portraits lining the walls seemed to peer into the present, their eyes reflecting the centuries of stories that echoed through the halls. The rhythmic drumming of rain and the haunting melody of thunder intensified the eerie ambience. As I delved into the dusty pages of an ancient tome, a soft voice, like a whisper carried by the wind, reached my ears. "Jonathan, it's been so long since we've shared a night like this." I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. The voice was unmistakable, belonging to my grandfather, Samuel Turner, who had departed this world several years ago. Tentatively, I responded, "Grandpa, is that you?" A soft chuckle, a melody from the past, resonated in the air. "In a way, Jonathan, I've missed these nights, the stormy ones that stir the spirits and the memories." The library seemed to come alive with spectral energy as I engaged in a dialogue with the voice from beyond. Grandpa spoke of the old days, of family traditions, and the times we had huddled together during storms much like the one outside. The rain, now a symphony, and the thunder, a chorus of spirits, became a backdrop to our reunion. As the night unfolded, Grandpa's presence enveloped me like a comforting embrace. The stories he shared brought forth a flood of memories, of laughter, warmth, and the sense of security that only family can provide. The rain outside intensified, mirroring the tumult of emotions within the walls of the ancestral home. In the quiet moments between the exchanges, I half expected to see Grandpa's figure materialize in the shadows of the library. The rain became a conduit, a bridge between the realms of the living and the departed, and the thunder echoed like a distant heartbeat. As the clock struck midnight, marking the eve of Christmas, Grandpa's voice took on a tender tone. "Jonathan, Merry Christmas. Remember the love that binds us transcends time and space." Tears welled in my eyes as I replied, "Merry Christmas, Grandpa. I miss you." The library seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly glow as the clock continued its slow march forward. Grandpa spoke of love, of remembrance, and of the enduring connections that persist beyond the confines of mortality. As the first light of dawn approached, Grandpa's voice faded like a whisper carried away by the wind. "Until we meet again, Jonathan, treasure the memories and know that love is eternal." The library returned to its silent state, the rain outside now a gentle drizzle, and the thunder a distant murmur. The profound experience left me with a mix of emotions, joy, nostalgia, and a sense of closure that had eluded me since Grandpa's passing. Days turned into weeks, and the stormy night became a cherished memory, a chapter in the family's folklore. The library, once a haven for spectral reunions, regained its tranquility. Yet, the impact of that supernatural encounter lingered, leaving an indelible mark on my perception of life and death. As the years passed, I found solace in the belief that, during stormy nights, the spirits of the past revisited the ancestral home. The rain and thunder, once harbingers of fear, became conduits to a realm where love and memories transcended the boundaries of existence. In quiet moments, I would sit in the library, tracing the lines of the portraits that adorned the walls. The rain outside, a familiar companion, brought a sense of peace and connection to those who had walked the halls before me. And on each stormy Christmas Eve, I would close my eyes, listening for Grandpa's voice in the wind, reliving the magical night when the past and the present converged in a symphony of memories. What makes me almost drop the tears when I remember the words said by the sound? What I like in this world is only when the times come and say Merry Christmas to one's loved, known, and to everybody.
Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
The night was like any other stormy evening in the small town of Ravenswood. Rain lashed against the windows, and thunder rumbled in the distance, casting an eerie symphony over the quiet suburban neighborhood. I found myself alone in my cozy home, seeking solace in the warmth of familiar surroundings. Little did I know that night would unfold into a spectral encounter that would forever alter my perception of reality. As the rain intensified, tapping against the window panes like ghostly fingertips, I wandered through the dimly lit rooms, my footsteps echoing in the hollow spaces. The thunder, each resonant boom, reverberated through the walls, heightening the sense of isolation. I settled in the living room, the only source of illumination provided by the flickering glow of the fireplace. Lost in the rhythmic dance of raindrops and the distant rumble of thunder, I began to feel a presence, a subtle shift in the atmosphere that sent shivers down my spine. The air seemed charged with an unspoken energy, and I found myself compelled to speak into the void. "Is someone there?" I uttered, my voice barely audible over the cacophony of the storm. A soft whisper, like a breeze carrying distant memories, responded, "Joseph, it's been a while, hasn't it?" My heart skipped a beat. The voice belonged to my dear friend, Rebecca, who had left this world several years ago. The shock of recognition mingled with a strange comfort as I replied, "Rebecca, is that really you?" The room seemed to hold its breath as Rebecca's laughter, a melody from the past, filled the air. "In a way, Joseph, I've missed these stormy nights, the ones that stir the soul and bring back memories." As I engaged in a surreal conversation with the voice from beyond, the rain outside intensified, becoming a relentless torrent. The thunder, now a constant companion, echoed the spectral dialogue within the walls of my home. Rebecca spoke of shared moments, of laughter that resonated through the rooms, and the storm seemed to amplify the emotions embedded in the stories she weaved. The night unfolded into a tapestry of reminiscence and longing, the rain outside and the thunder interweaving with the spectral conversation. Rebecca's words were a soothing balm, a bridge between the tangible and the ethereal. The storm, once a source of fear, became a conduit for an otherworldly connection. As the clock struck midnight, marking the arrival of Christmas, Rebecca's voice took on a poignant note. "Joseph, Merry Christmas. Remember the joy we shared transcends time and space." Tears welled in my eyes as I replied, "Merry Christmas, Rebecca. I miss you more than words can convey." The room seemed to shimmer with a spectral glow as the clock continued its march forward. Rebecca spoke of love, of remembrance, and of the enduring connections that persisted beyond the confines of mortality. As the first light of dawn approached, Rebecca's voice faded like a gentle whisper. "Until we meet again, Joseph, treasure the memories and know that love is eternal." Left alone in the quiet aftermath of the storm, I grappled with a profound mix of emotions. The rain outside had subsided, and the thunder now murmured in the distance. The familiar confines of my home, once a sanctuary, now felt like a vessel that held the echoes of an otherworldly encounter. In the days that followed, I found solace in the belief that, during stormy nights, the spirits of the past revisited the living. The rain and thunder, once symbols of fear, became conduits to a realm where love and memories transcended the boundaries of existence. As the years passed, I would find myself waiting for the familiar symphony of rain and thunder on stormy nights, hoping for a spectral reunion. The rain outside, a familiar companion, brought a sense of peace and connection to those who had walked the halls before me. And on each stormy Christmas Eve, I would close my eyes, listening for Rebecca's voice in the wind, reliving the magical night when the past and the present converged in a symphony of memories. The house, once a place of solitude, became a vessel for the enduring love that echoed through time. I remember the words said by the sound, "What I like in this world is only when the times come and say Merry Christmas to one's loved, known, and to everybody." That makes me almost cry.
Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
The night I spent alone in my family's century-old farmhouse, nestled on the outskirts of Salem, was a journey into the depths of my own fears, a tale that still sends shivers down my spine. The rain poured in relentless sheets, each droplet tapping against the windows like the ghostly whispers of the past. The distant thunder rolled through the hills, adding an ominous symphony to the pitch-black canvas of the night. Alone in the creaking house, I sought refuge in the dimly lit living room, where the glow of the fireplace danced with the shadows. The rain outside intensified, echoing in the hollows of the old farmhouse, and the thunder resonated like a distant drumbeat. The atmosphere was thick with an unspoken tension, the kind that makes your skin prickle and the hair on your neck stand on end. As I huddled on the worn-out couch, seeking comfort in the flickering flames, a voice, soft and familiar, echoed through the room. "Matthew, it's been a while since we've shared a night like this, hasn't it?" I froze, the name hanging in the air like a specter. The voice belonged to my sister, Emily, who had passed away several years ago. Tentatively, I responded, "Emily, is that really you?" A gentle laughter, tinged with warmth and nostalgia, filled the room. "In a way, Matt, I've missed these nights, the stormy ones that stir the soul and make the ordinary extraordinary." As I engaged in a surreal conversation with my departed sister, the rain outside painted an ethereal picture, and the thunder became a backdrop to the ghostly dialogue. Emily spoke of memories we shared, of laughter that echoed in the hallways, and the storm outside seemed to magnify the emotions that lingered in the air. The conversation took unexpected turns, delving into shared secrets and forgotten moments. The rain, now a relentless downpour, intensified the connection between the living and the departed. thunder, once a harbinger of fear, became a punctuation mark to the stories Emily spun. A nod from the universe, acknowledging the unearthly encounter. As the night unfolded, Emily's voice became a beacon of comfort, a spectral presence that bridged the gap between the tangible and the ethereal. The rain, now a torrential cascade, became a symphony that underscored the emotions of the haunting reunion. At the stroke of midnight, Emily's voice took on a somber note. Matthew, Merry Christmas. Remember the love we shared transcends the boundaries of time and space. Tears welled in my eyes as I replied, Merry Christmas, Emily. I miss you every day. The room seemed to shimmer with a bittersweet glow as the clock continued its march forward. Emily spoke of love, of remembrance, and of the enduring connections that persist beyond the veil of mortality. As the first light of dawn approached, Emily's voice faded like a gentle breeze. Until we meet again, Matt, treasure the memories and know that love is eternal. Left alone in the quiet aftermath of the storm, I grappled with a profound mix of emotions. The rain outside had subsided, and the once terrifying thunder now whispered in the distance. The farmhouse, once a shelter from the unknown, now felt like a vessel that held the echoes of an otherworldly encounter. In the days that followed, I found solace in the belief that, during stormy nights, the spirits of the past revisited the old farmhouse. The rain and thunder, once symbols of fear, became conduits to a realm where love and memories transcended the boundaries of existence. As the years passed, I would find myself sitting in the living room during stormy nights, staring into the flickering flames. The rain outside, a familiar companion, brought a sense of peace and connection to those who had walked the halls before me. And on each stormy Christmas Eve, I would close my eyes, listening for Emily's voice in the wind, reliving the magical night when the past and the present converged in a symphony of memories. The farmhouse, once a place of solitude, became a vessel for the enduring love that echoed through time. What makes me almost drop the tears when I remember the words said by the sound, "What I like in this world is only when the times come and say Merry Christmas to one's loved, known, and to everybody."
Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
The night wrapped itself in a cloak of darkness in the small town of Blackwood. Rain drummed against the window panes, a relentless symphony that echoed through the quiet streets. Thunder growled in the distance, an ominous undertone to the relentless downpour. I found myself alone in my secluded cottage, the only inhabitant in the eerie dance of shadows and whispers that accompanied the storm. As I moved through the dimly lit rooms, the rain outside intensified, each drop tapping on the windows like ghostly fingers. The thunder, a malevolent drum roll, underscored the isolation that clung to the night. The atmosphere, thick with a palpable tension, made the creaking of the old wooden floors beneath my feet sound like an eerie whisper. Seeking solace, I settled in the living room, where the flickering flames of the fireplace cast dancing shadows on the walls. The rain, now a relentless onslaught, merged with the distant thunder, creating an otherworldly ambience that sent shivers down my spine. In the dim light, I felt an urge to break the silence, to reach out into the void that seemed to envelop me. "Hello?" "Is anyone there?" I called out, my voice barely audible over the tumultuous storm. To my surprise, a voice, soft and familiar, responded, "John, it's been a while since we've had a night like this, hasn't it?" I froze, the name sending a chill down my spine. The voice belonged to my old friend, Emily, who had left this world several years ago. "Emily, is that really you?" I asked, my voice trembling. A gentle laughter, a whisper from the past, filled the room. "In a way, John, I've missed these stormy nights, the ones that stir the soul and bring back memories." As I engaged in this surreal conversation with the unseen presence, the rain outside intensified, transforming into a torrential cascade, and the thunder, a relentless percussion, punctuated the spectral dialogue. Emily spoke of shared moments, of laughter that once echoed through the cottage, and the storm seemed to amplify the emotions embedded in the story she wove. The night unfolded into a surreal tapestry of reminiscence and yearning. The rain, now a deluge, blurred the lines between reality and the ethereal, and the thunder, once a natural phenomenon, became a mystical echo accompanying the spectral reunion. Emily's words, like tendrils of mist, wrapped around me in a strange embrace. As the clock struck midnight, marking the arrival of Christmas, Emily's voice took on a somber note. "John, Merry Christmas. Remember the love we shared transcends time and space." Tears welled in my eyes as I replied, "Merry Christmas, Emily. I miss you more than words can convey." The room seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly glow as the clock continued its march forward. Emily spoke of love, of remembrance, and of the enduring connections that persisted beyond the confines of mortality. As the first light of dawn approached, Emily's voice faded like a gentle breeze. "Until we meet again, John, treasure the memories and know that love is eternal." Left alone in the quiet aftermath of the storm, I grappled with a profound mix of emotions. The rain outside had subsided, and the once deafening thunder now murmured in the distance. The familiar cottage, once a sanctuary, now felt like a vessel that held the echoes of an otherworldly encounter. In the days that followed, I found solace in the belief that, during stormy nights, the spirits of the past revisited the living. The rain and thunder, once symbols of fear, became conduits to a realm where love and memories transcended the boundaries of existence. As the years passed, I would find myself waiting for the familiar symphony of rain and thunder on stormy nights, hoping for a spectral reunion. The rain outside, a familiar companion, brought a sense of peace and connection to those who had walked the halls before me. And on each stormy Christmas Eve, I would close my eyes, listening for Emily's voice in the wind, reliving the magical night when the past and the present converged in a symphony of memories. The cottage, once a place of solitude, became a vessel for the enduring love that echoed through time. I remember the words said by the sound, "What I like in this world is only when the times come and say Merry Christmas to one's loved, known, and to everybody." That makes me almost cry.
Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
The night was draped in the shroud of a tempest in the small town of Crestwood. Rain cascaded down from the heavens, a ceaseless torrent that seemed to wash away the very essence of the night. Thunder roared in the distance, a menacing symphony that echoed through the lonely streets. I found myself alone in my modest home, seeking refuge from the relentless storm that had imprisoned the town in an impenetrable darkness. The rain battered against my windows like 1,000 ghostly whispers, and the sporadic flashes of lightning briefly illuminated the room, casting eerie shadows that danced on the walls. The thunder, a ferocious beast, punctuated the symphony of the storm, intensifying the isolation that clung to the night. As I navigated the labyrinthine halls of my home, the sound of the rain tapping against the roof became a haunting melody, and the thunder, each resonant boom, amplified the sense of dread that loomed in the air. In the solitude of my living room, I felt an inexplicable urge to speak into the void, to break the silence that seemed to envelop me like a suffocating embrace. "Is anyone there?" I called out, my voice a mere whisper in the vastness of the night. A strange vibration filled the air, as if the very fabric of reality was shifting. The room, once a sanctuary, felt like a portal to the unknown. And then, a voice, soft and haunting, pierced the silence. "David, it's been a while since we've had a night like this, hasn't it?" I froze, my breath caught in my throat. The voice belonged to my old friend, Richard, who had passed away just days after a similar storm last year. My heart raced as I tentatively responded, "Richard, is that really you?" A gentle laughter, tinged with an otherworldly melancholy, resonated in the room. "In a way, David, I've missed these stormy nights, the ones that make you feel alive and afraid at the same time." As I engaged in this surreal conversation with the voice from beyond, the rain outside transformed into a torrential cascade, and the thunder, now a constant companion, punctuated the dialogue with an otherworldly rhythm. Richard spoke of shared memories, of laughter that had once echoed through the rooms, and the storm seemed to amplify the emotions embedded in the stories he weaved. The night unfolded into a surreal tapestry of reminiscence and yearning. The rain intensified, transforming the world outside into a turbulent sea, and the thunder, once a natural force, became a mystical instrument accompanying the spectral reunion. Richard's words, like whispers from the beyond, wrapped around me in a strange embrace, both comforting and unsettling. As the clock struck midnight, marking the arrival of Christmas, Richard's voice took on a poignant note. "David, Merry Christmas. Remember, the beauty of these moments transcends the boundaries of time and space." Tears welled in my eyes as I replied, "Merry Christmas, Richard. I miss you more than words can express." The room seemed to shimmer with a spectral glow as the clock continued its inexorable march forward. Richard spoke of love, of remembrance, and of the enduring connections that persisted beyond the confines of mortality. As the first light of dawn approached, Richard's voice faded like a gentle breeze. "Until we meet again, David, treasure the memories and know that love is eternal." Left alone in the quiet aftermath of the storm, I grappled with a profound mix of emotions. The rain outside had subsided, and the once deafening thunder now murmured in the distance. The familiar contours of my home, once a sanctuary, now felt like a vessel that held the echoes of an otherworldly encounter. In the days that followed, I found solace in the belief that, during stormy nights, the spirits of the past revisited the living. The rain and thunder, once symbols of fear, became conduits to a realm where love and memories transcended the boundaries of existence. As the years passed, I would find myself waiting for the familiar symphony of rain and thunder on stormy nights hoping for a spectral reunion. The rain outside, a familiar companion, brought a sense of peace and connection to those who had walked the halls before me. And on each stormy Christmas Eve, I would close my eyes, listening for Richard's voice in the wind, reliving the magical night when the past and the present converged in a symphony of memories. The house, once a place of solitude, became a vessel for the enduring love that echoed through time. I remember the words said by the sound, "What I like in this world is only when the times come and say Merry Christmas to one's loved, known, and to everybody." That makes me almost cry.
Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
The night descended upon the small town of Millville like a shroud, bringing with it a torrential downpour and the distant growls of thunder. I found myself alone in my creaky Victorian home, the rhythmic drumming of raindrops on the roof creating an unsettling symphony. The occasional flashes of lightning briefly illuminated the darkness, casting eerie shadows that seemed to dance along the walls. I roamed the dimly lit rooms, the rain outside intensifying with each passing moment. The once soothing sound of raindrops now felt like a cacophony, an unsettling chorus that reverberated through the hollow spaces of my home. The intermittent crashes of thunder only intensified the sense of isolation, each boom sending a shiver down my spine. As I settled in the living room, seeking refuge from the storm, the air inside seemed to thicken with an unspoken tension. The walls groaned under the weight of the rain, and the thunder, like a distant war drum, echoed through the quiet town. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching, waiting in the shadows. Alone, but not truly alone, I spoke into the silence, almost expecting an answer from the unseen entities that seemed to linger in the obscurity. "Is someone there?" I called out, my voice swallowed by the tumultuous symphony outside. The only response was the relentless onslaught of rain and the occasional growls of thunder, a stark reminder of the eerie solitude that enveloped me. However, as I moved through the house, the tension in the air seemed to escalate, as if the storm itself had become a conduit for something otherworldly. The encounter began in the musty attic, where forgotten memories lay hidden beneath dusty sheets. A strange energy pulsed in the air, and I felt compelled to speak once more. "Who's there?" I demanded, my voice echoing through the stillness. A subtle whisper, almost imperceptible, carried through the air. "Merry Christmas." The words hung in the attic like a ghostly echo, sending a chill down my spine. It wasn't the thunder, nor was it the rain that had whispered those words. It was something else, an unseen presence that lurked in the corners of my home. Overwhelmed by a strange mixture of fear and curiosity, I descended to the dimly lit basement, each step accompanied by the creaking of the stairs. The air in the basement felt dense, charged with an unspoken energy that seemed to hum with every beat of my heart. In the dim light, I questioned the shadows. "Who are you? What do you want?" A soft response, like a breeze carrying distant secrets, reached my ears. "Merry Christmas." The words seemed to linger in the air, a spectral greeting from an entity I couldn't see or comprehend. The basement, once a refuge, now felt like a realm where the boundaries between the living and the unknown blurred. The encounters continued throughout the night, in every corner of the house, the ghostly whispers accompanying the rain and thunder. The once familiar rooms now felt like a haunted maze, and the storm outside, a relentless accomplice to the spectral dialogue that unfolded within. As the clock struck midnight, the rain outside began to subside, and the thunder retreated into the distance. The house fell into an eerie silence, interrupted only by the echoes of the unsettling conversations. I stood in the quietude, my senses heightened, wondering if the unseen entities were still there, observing me from the shadows. Days turned into weeks, and the encounters persisted. The rain and thunder, once mere elements of a storm, became conduits for a mysterious connection with the unknown. I found myself waiting for the spectral whispers that accompanied the nightly ritual, the words, "Merry Christmas," etched into the fabric of my consciousness. One fateful night, as I stood in the silent aftermath of the storm, a voice, gentle and haunting, seemed to resonate from within the walls. "Merry Christmas," it whispered, a farewell woven with a touch of melancholy. In that moment, a profound realization struck me. The unseen entities weren't malevolent. They were remnants of a past that lingered in the liminal spaces of my home. The rain and thunder, once agents of fear, had become channels for communication with something beyond the realm of understanding. As the years passed, the encounters waned, but the memory of those haunted nights remained etched in my mind. The house, once a place of solace, had become a nexus between the living and the spectral, where rain and thunder served as conduits for otherworldly greetings. And on stormy nights, as the rain tapped gently on the roof and the thunder murmured in the distance, I couldn't help but wonder if the unseen entities still lingered, whispering their ethereal wishes to the solitary inhabitant of the old Victorian home. What makes me almost cry when I remember the words said by the sound, "What I like in this world is only when the times come and say Merry Christmas to one's loved, known, and to everybody."
Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
My name is Andrew Mitchell. Alone in the dimly lit living room, I sought refuge from the storm. The shadows danced on the walls as the lightning painted fleeting images of an unsettling reality. As I passed by the family room, I noticed an antique mirror that seemed to beckon to me, a relic that I had never seen before. I approached the mirror, and a shiver ran down my spine. In its reflective surface, I saw not just my own reflection, but the semblance of another, an indistinct figure that seemed to move in tandem with my own movements. The rain outside intensified, casting an ominous gloom that pervaded the room. Intrigued and unsettled, I spoke to the mysterious presence. "Who are you?" I asked, half expecting no response. To my surprise, a soft voice echoed in the room, as if carried by the wind outside. "Andrew, you can call me Ezra. I've been here, waiting for someone like you." The air in the room seemed to thicken as I engaged in a peculiar dialogue with Ezra. We spoke of the storm, of the secrets hidden in the shadows, and of the elusive nature of our own existence. The more we conversed, the stronger the feeling of connection became, like an unseen thread binding us across the dimensions. As I passed by the mirror later, Ezra's voice seemed to resonate more urgently. "Andrew, join me. There's a party beyond the reflections, a celebration you wouldn't want to miss. Caught between curiosity and caution, I hesitated. Where are you, Ezra? I can't see you. His laughter echoed in the room. I'm where you can't see, yet where you can feel. Join the party, Andrew. It's beyond the mirror. The storm outside mirrored the tempest within me as I grappled with the strange invitation. The family room became a nexus between reality and the ethereal, a space where the boundaries of the seen and unseen blurred. I decided to accept Ezra's invitation, the anticipation of the unknown overriding the rational doubts that lingered. The mirror became a portal to another realm. The party Ezra promised unfolded, a spectral celebration where figures twirled in an eternal waltz, their movements synchronized with the ebb and flow of the storm. Night after night, I found myself drawn to the mirror. Each encounter with Ezra revealed a new facet of the mysterious entity. He spoke of forgotten memories, of dreams suspended in the realm of the untouched. The rain outside became a symphony, the thunder a percussion that underscored the enigmatic dialogue between us. One evening, as the storm reached its zenith, Ezra's tone changed. Andrew, I need your help. There's something I can't escape. Help me find the light. The urgency in Ezra's voice struck a chord within me. Without hesitation, I agreed to aid him, even though the nature of his plight remained shrouded in ambiguity. The family room transformed into a battleground between the seen and unseen, a space where the rain outside mirrored the tumultuous emotions within. As I delved deeper into Ezra's world, I discovered the hidden corners of my own consciousness. The mirror became a conduit for shared experiences, a window into the untold stories of a realm untouched by time. The storm outside, now a constant companion, echoed the struggles and triumphs of our intertwined destinies. However, as the days passed, the unease in the house deepened. The family's return loomed on the horizon, and the family room, once a sanctuary of secrets, would soon be scrutinized. Ezra's urgency grew, his pleas for help echoing through the stormy nights. On the seventh day, as the rain subsided, Ezra spoke with a solemnity that sent shivers down my spine. Andrew, our time is coming to an end. The family will return, and I will remain unseen. Promise me you won't forget our connection. The farewell was bittersweet, and as the family room returned to its ordinary state, devoid of the mysterious mirror, I grappled with the realization that Ezra was, and always had been, the unseen force that lingered in the shadows.
Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
My name is Ethan Anderson, and on that stormy night, I found myself home alone in the quiet town of Ravens Hollow. The rain pounded against the windows like a relentless drum, and each thunderclap echoed through the empty rooms, amplifying the eerie stillness that hung in the air. I settled into the worn-out armchair in the living room, the flickering light of a single lamp casting long shadows on the walls. The occasional flashes of lightning revealed a glimpse of the deserted streets outside, soaked by the relentless downpour. To dispel the unease that clung to the atmosphere, I decided to call my friend Ryan for some casual conversation. The ringing echoed through the house, each tone accentuated by the distant rumble of thunder. After a few moments, Ryan's familiar voice crackled through the phone. Hey, Ethan, what's up? Ryan's cheerful tone was a welcome distraction from the gloom outside. Not much. Just weathering the storm here in Raven's Hollow. It's pretty intense. How about you? I replied. The sound of raindrops on the roof punctuating our conversation. You know how it is. Anyway, have you heard about that old mansion on Elm Street? They say it's haunted, man. Ryan chuckled, trying to inject some levity into the conversation. I laughed nervously. The idea of haunted mansions not being the most comforting topic in my current situation. Come on, Ryan, don't scare me. I'm home alone, and it's raining cats and dogs outside. The conversation meandered through various topics, ranging from mundane everyday occurrences to shared memories that spanned our years of friendship. The rain and thunder provided a dramatic backdrop to our dialogue, creating an almost cinematic atmosphere. As we talked, the storm outside intensified. The wind howled, and the rain beat against the windows like an insistent drum. I found myself glancing over my shoulder, half expecting to see shadows lurking in the corners of the dimly lit room. The conversation took an unexpected turn when Ryan asked, "Hey, Ethan, have you ever felt like you were being watched when you're alone?" The question sent a shiver down my spine, and I looked around the room as if half expecting an unseen presence. Come on, Ryan. You're just trying to spook me now. It's probably just the storm messing with my head. Ryan chuckled again, but this time there was an unsettling undertone to his laughter. Maybe, Ethan, maybe. But storms have a way of revealing things we don't see in the light. Keep an eye out, my friend. The call ended, leaving me alone in the darkness with the persistent drumming of rain and the occasional roar of thunder. Unease settled over me like a heavy blanket as I wandered through the empty house, checking windows and doors as if seeking reassurance in the mundane. As I approached the large bay window in the living room, the raindrops danced against the glass, creating distorted patterns that seemed to writhe in the flickering lamplight. Lightning illuminated the outside world, casting fleeting glimpses of shadows that seemed to linger longer than they should. The phone rang again, jolting me from my uneasy thoughts. I hesitated for a moment before answering, half expecting Ryan's voice on the other end. Instead, a low, whispering sound greeted me, indistinct words that seemed to float on the static of the connection. "Who's there?" I asked, my voice tinged with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. The whispers continued, growing more insistent and unnerving. I strained to make out the words, but they eluded comprehension, like a cryptic message carried on the wind. "Ryan, is this some kind of prank?" I demanded, my heart pounding in my chest. The whispers coalesced into a distorted voice that seemed to echo from an unseen realm. "I've been here all along, Ethan. In the shadows, in the rain, in the echoes of thunder. I'm the entity that exists, untouched and unseen." A chill ran down my spine as the realization dawned. The unseen, the untouched. Ryan had alluded to it in our conversation. The atmosphere in the room shifted, and I felt the weight of an invisible presence, like a gaze that transcended the physical realm. "I don't know who or what you are, but leave me alone," I exclaimed, my voice trembling with a mixture of fear and defiance. The distorted voice chuckled, the sound echoing through the empty house. "Alone? Oh, my dear Ethan, you're never truly alone. I'm here in the rain that taps on your window, in the thunder that rattles your walls. I'm the unseen force that lingers in the shadows. I stumbled back, my mind racing with a blend of disbelief and terror. The storm outside intensified, as if responding to the unseen entity's proclamation. Rain lashed against the windows, and thunder reverberated through the house like an ominous heartbeat. I didn't invite you here. What do you want? I demanded, my voice quivering. The entity's response was a haunting melody, a spectral tune that seemed to weave through the raindrops and the distant thunder. It filled the room, creating an ethereal atmosphere that transcended the natural and ventured into the supernatural. I'm here because you called out to me, Ethan. In the loneliness of the storm, you sought a connection beyond the tangible. I am that connection, the untouched force that lingers in the shadows of your existence. As the spectral melody continued, I felt a strange sense of surrender. The boundary between reality and the unseen blurred, and the rain outside became more than a weather phenomenon. It was a conduit, a bridge to a realm that defied explanation. The entity's voice, now a gentle whisper, wrapped around my consciousness like a spectral embrace. Embrace the storm, Ethan. Embrace the rain and the thunder. In their echoes, you'll find the connection you seek. I stood there, the spectral melody enveloping me, the rain tapping a rhythmic dance against the windows, and the thunder resonating like a heartbeat. In that moment, Raven's Hollow became a nexus of the natural and the supernatural, where the mundane met the mysterious in the embrace of a stormy night.
Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
My name is Daniel Turner, and I found myself alone in a secluded house on the outskirts of Blackwood Falls. The night had draped the small town in darkness, and the rain cascaded down in relentless sheets, tapping against the windows with an eerie insistence. Thunder rumbled in the distance, adding a layer of tension to the already ominous atmosphere. The creaks and groans of the old house seemed to harmonize with the rain and thunder outside, creating an unsettling symphony. I sat in the dimly lit living room, the glow of a single lamp casting elongated shadows on the walls. The occasional flashes of lightning painted the room in momentary bursts of pale light. As I scrolled through my phone, attempting to distract myself from the growing unease, a notification chimed, a message from an unknown number. Intrigued, I opened it to find a simple greeting. "Hello, Daniel. Alone in the dark?" The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. I glanced around the room, half expecting to see someone lurking in the shadows. I responded cautiously, "Who is this? How do you know my name?" The reply was swift. "I'm just someone who noticed you in this stormy night. You seem lonely." A chill ran down my spine. The rain outside intensified, its persistent drumming against the windows echoing the unease that now enveloped me. The house, once a refuge, felt like a fortress of solitude in the midst of the tempest. I didn't mean to intrude, just thought we could chat. "The night can be quite lonely, you know," the unknown sender continued, their messages punctuated by the distant thunder. "Why are you messaging me? How did you get my number?" I demanded, my fingers gripping the phone with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. The response was cryptic. "I have my ways. Sometimes, connections are formed in the most unexpected places. Like this storm, for instance. I hesitated, contemplating whether to engage further or block the mysterious sender. The sound of rain tapping against the windows became a disconcerting backdrop to the unfolding conversation. Have you ever felt the weight of isolation, Daniel? The kind that seeps into your bones and echoes with the thunder? The unseen stranger queried, their words resonating with an eerie understanding. Why are you talking like this? What do you want? I replied, my nerves on edge. The messages took an unsettling turn. I want to share this moment with you, Daniel. The rain, the thunder, the solitude. It's a unique communion, a connection beyond the physical. Embrace it. Unease settled in the pit of my stomach as I read those words. The storm outside seemed to intensify, as if in harmony with the unseen entity's peculiar sentiments. I considered blocking the number, but a morbid curiosity held me back. Look outside, Daniel. Feel the power of the storm. Let it seep into your soul. There's a beauty in the chaos, don't you think? The stranger's message teased, and against my better judgment, I glanced out of the window. The rain cascaded down in shimmering sheets, and the lightning painted fleeting images of a world transformed by the storm. The thunder, now a constant presence, seemed to pulse through the very foundation of the house. Sleep, Daniel. Let the storm carry you into the realm of dreams. There, we can be truly connected, the mysterious sender urged, their words imbued with a hypnotic quality. A sense of dread gnawed at me, but an inexplicable compulsion made me consider the suggestion. The idea of surrendering to sleep in the midst of the storm felt both absurd and terrifying. I won't sleep. Who are you, really? I demanded, my fingers hovering over the block button. The reply came swiftly. I'm the unseen, the untouched force that lingers in the shadows of your existence. Sleep, Daniel, and embrace the connection that transcends the boundaries of the living. I scoffed at the melodramatic proclamation, dismissing it as a bizarre prank. Yet, as the night wore on, the rain persisted, and the thunder became a constant companion. The idea of sleep became strangely alluring. In the darkened living room, the single lamp flickered intermittently, casting dancing shadows on the walls. The eerie quietness that followed each thunderclap seemed to invite the embrace of sleep. Against my better judgment, I reclined on the worn-out couch, my eyes heavy with exhaustion. The rain continued its rhythmic dance, and the thunder lulled me into a fitful slumber. As I drifted into the realm of dreams, the boundary between sleep and wakefulness blurred. Whispers echoed in the recesses of my mind, and a spectral melody played in the background, a haunting tune that seemed to weave through the raindrops and the distant thunder. I found myself in a dreamscape, a surreal world where the storm manifested as a swirling tempest of colors and emotions. The mysterious sender's voice reverberated through the dream. Welcome, Daniel. Here, in the realm of dreams, we are truly connected. In this ethereal landscape, the rain became a cascade of emotions, and the thunder resonated with the ebb and flow of memories. I moved through the dreamscape, guided by an unseen force, my consciousness entwined with the elements of the storm. As the dream unfolded, I felt a profound sense of surrender. The boundaries of self dissolved, and the storm embraced me in its chaotic beauty. The mysterious sender's words echoed, "You are not alone, Daniel. In the storm, in the dreams, we are connected." I awoke with a start, the dim light of dawn filtering through the windows. The rain had subsided, and the silence that followed the storm felt almost deafening. The unsettling dreamscape lingered in my mind, a surreal memory that defied rational explanation. I checked my phone, half expecting to find the mysterious sender's messages erased, a product of a peculiar dream. Yet, the conversation remained, an unsettling reminder of a night that blurred the boundaries between reality and the unseen. As I pondered the strange events of that night, a single message from the unknown sender caught my eye. "Until we meet again, Daniel, in the storms that rage and the dreams that linger." The sender's words resonated with a haunting finality, leaving me to contemplate the inexplicable connection forged in the midst of a stormy night, an encounter with the unseen, the untouched force that lingered in the shadows of my existence.
Hello folks, meet me again, Mr. Scary Exist. In this video, I'd like to tell you the true story. Don't you know that I can see them, but they can't see me? Only 1 out of 1,000 people had the experience to get in touch with me. Here is the story.
The name's Benjamin Hayes, and that stormy night in the small town of Willowbrook would be etched in my memory forever. The rain cascaded in torrents, tapping relentlessly against the windows, creating a rhythmic drumming that underscored the eerie quiet of the house. Thunder rumbled in the distance, each boom intensifying the unsettling atmosphere. Alone in the house, I sought distraction through a late-night call. The dim glow of my phone illuminated the room as I scrolled through contacts, landing on a number I didn't recognize. With a hint of trepidation, I initiated the call. "Hello?" A voice, soft yet resonant, answered on the other end. "Hey, it's Benjamin. Sorry, I think I dialed the wrong number," I stammered, the rain outside seemingly amplifying the awkwardness. "No mistake, Benjamin. I've been waiting for your call," the voice replied, and a chill coursed through me. "Waiting? Who is this?" I demanded, my heart pounding. "A fellow soul, seeking solace in the storm. I thought we could keep each other company," the voice continued, its tone strangely comforting. As the rain continued its relentless dance, we conversed about life, dreams, and the peculiar beauty of storms. The thunder, now a constant companion, punctuated our dialogue, creating an unsettling backdrop that seemed to magnify the intimacy of the conversation. Days turned into nights, and the mysterious stranger on the other end became a peculiar companion. We spoke of things mundane and profound, our connection deepening in the isolation of the storm. The rain, once a mere weather phenomenon, now felt like a conduit to an unseen realm. As the 7th night approached, the stranger suggested something unexpected. "Benjamin, why not spend the night together in your house? Embrace the storm and let our connection transcend the boundaries of the ordinary." Against reason, I agreed. The stranger's presence, though unfamiliar, had become a strangely comforting anchor amidst the tempest. That night marked the beginning of an otherworldly cohabitation, an eerie camaraderie born in the crucible of the storm. 7 nights and days unfolded, each moment marked by the relentless rain and the ominous thunder. The stranger and I shared meals, explored the quiet corners of the house, and found solace in the eerie tranquility that permeated the stormy nights. On the 7th day, as the rain subsided, the stranger announced their departure. "Our time together has come to an end, Benjamin. But fear not, for our connection will linger in the echoes of the storm. As I bid farewell to the mysterious entity, I felt a twinge of loss. The house, once filled with the unfamiliar presence, now seemed emptier than ever. As the door closed behind the unseen guest, I was left alone, contemplating the surreal week that defied explanation. Days later, the residents of the house, my family, returned. I eagerly anticipated their surprise at my peculiar choice to weather the storm alone. However, their reactions were not what I expected. "What are you doing here, Ben? Weren't we just gone for a day?" My sister, Emily, looked at me with a mixture of confusion and concern. "Gone for a day? No, it's been 7 days. I had a guest, the one who waited out the storm with me," I explained. My words met with skeptical glances. "Benjamin, the storm only lasted a night. We left for a quick trip and returned the next day," my mother clarified, her expression shifting from confusion to worry. A cold realization settled over me. The stranger who shared my home for 7 days and nights was not of this world. The storm, the dialogue, the connection, all were veils obscuring the presence of an unseen, untouched entity. In the subsequent nights, I found myself alone in the house once more. The storm had passed, but its echoes lingered in the haunted corridors. The unseen, the untouched, had left an indelible mark on my reality, blurring the boundaries between the tangible and the supernatural. As I stared out of the window, the rain now a mere drizzle, I wondered about the nature of the entity that had shared my solitude. The house, once a sanctuary, now harbored a spectral presence, an enigma that defied explanation. The storm had come and gone, but the stranger's words echoed in the stillness. "Our connection will linger in the echoes of the storm." And indeed, it did. The storm had left, but the unseen force remained, an indomitable presence lingering in the quiet aftermath of the tempest.